particularly important day for us, a huge momentous day where we are making an announcement of our next initiative of the NADAR Foundation in Chennai. Before I speak to you a little more about this initiative, I'd like to just take your eyes to the screen. We will just highlight some aspects of the NADAR Foundation. As you know, NADAR Foundation was started by Mr. NADAR, the founder of HCL, and till recently the chairman of HCL. It started in 1994, the NADAR Foundation. HCL, of course, is 20 odd years before that. And the belief of Mr. NADAR is in what he calls creative philanthropy. And the long-term approach of creative philanthropy is that it will have a huge impact and it will lead to socio-economic transformation. That's the broad belief of Mr. NADAR and the NADAR Foundation.
Next slide.
The NADAR Foundation started, interestingly, in Chennai in 1994 with an institution that you all will know in Chennai. It's called SSN. So SSN is the first institution of the NADAR Foundation, started here in Chennai more than 25 years ago. And after that, around 2010, the other initiatives of the NADAR Foundation started. We have two other institutions of higher education. One is the NADAR University in Delhi. The other is a recent, just 2 years ago, NADAR University South, again in Chennai. Along with that is a wonderful institution called Vidyagyan. The Vidyagyan institutions are completely transformative. Children from class 6 from the lowest socio-economic bracket of India come to these schools, boys and girls, and receive free education of the highest quality. So the two schools, one very close to Delhi, other close to Lucknow, are these Vidyagyan schools, completely supported 100% free education by the NADAR Foundation. Some of these students now have gone to some of the best universities in the world. They're on the way to become doctors, engineers, lawyers. Some have gone to IITs, and many have gone to some very fine universities in America. The other institution is the NADAR School. Come to the next slide, please. The NADAR Foundation has now currently about 14,000 students, more than 2,200 faculty and staff. We have had alumni who are more than 22,000 alumni passed out from these institutions, more than 600 acres campus across the country. And the total investment that the NADAR Foundation, Mr. NADAR, has made so far is $1.1 billion US, which is now over 7,000 crores of rupees, which is his personal commitment to the cause of education and cause of lifting the lives of people. We have 4 schools in Delhi NCR. They're in Noida, Gurgaon, Faridabad. And there is another school called Magic Years also in Delhi. So these are the 4 schools that we have. Now each of our education institutions, particularly our schools, they're among the top ranked schools in Delhi. And actually now getting among the top ranked schools in India. The intention of these schools is to create a stimulating, enriching environment for young children and to guide them to what we call becoming lifelong learners. Also, great emphasis is placed on being ethically and morally on the right line, so that is part of our education system. Given this as the broad background, I'd like to announce to you the launch of the SHIV NADAR school in Chennai. The SHIV NADAR school in Chennai will be in Adyar, and we will now show you a brief film of about 4 minutes on the SHIV NADAR school in Chennai.
I'm going to be speaking about is when do we start, how many classes do we have, how many per class, what is, because you've heard Colonel Gopal speak, you've also listened to our founder speak about the entire idea of education is about bringing up people with the sense of integrity, commitment, sense of purpose, and passionate about what they do, nurturing creativity, the ability to explore, nurture one's passion. So that is around which our ideal setup of a school would be. So what June 2023, we will commence the school. We are starting from nursery to class 4. And we plan to have a maximum of maybe 3 sections, but not this year. We will limit our number of students to around 150 to maximum of 200 for this year. Every class would have 24 children with a student-teacher ratio of 1:8. I'd just like to again reiterate that for us, academics is all about nurturing the ability to inquire, to ask questions, to ask why something happens, then how it happens alone. When we understand the why of things, I think learning becomes enduring. It stays with us. So, ஏன் பண்றோம்னு தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா அது நம்மளோட கொஞ்ச நாள் இருக்கும். அந்த படிச்சுட்டு எக்ஸாம் எழுதிட்டு உடனே அது மறந்து போயிடாது. எதுக்காக இது செய்யறோம்னு தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா அது நம்மளோட எப்போ வேணால் அப்ளை பண்ண முடியலான்றது தான் கான்செப்ட் ஹியர். ஸோ பேசிக்கலி தி சைல்டு வில் பி ஏபிள் டு என்கொயர். வி ஆர் நாட் கோயிங், ஸோ it will be an international baccalaureate program. It will be an IB continuum school, which is not very commonly seen. So from the early year program to the highest diploma program of the IB, we will continue in one board, which is the International Baccalaureate program. If there are any further questions I can take, is that okay? So because we've given you a broad understanding of what this will stand for. Education to us is for life, which means a set of skills that they can use in a world of tomorrow which they cannot fully anticipate. Basically, they'll be able to use their education not just to grow for themselves, but for the community at large, with a huge interest about how do we enhance the environment around us, conservation, sustainable living, also looking after one's community with a sense of citizenship in their hearts. This is what we plan to, inculcate in our children.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank
Your question is, what is the target students here? The target students, we don't target students, but we offer a particular program. And that program is, as we said, it's an international program. There are a few international schools in Chennai, but we feel there's a need for more international schools. The IB program prepares children to be leaders, prepares children to be thinkers and creators, prepares children to go to any part of the world where they can go for further education or to work. They can, of course, continue to work and do higher education in India. But broadly, we will look at children and parents who want their children to be the leaders of tomorrow. That's the broad segment that we should be looking at. That's the type of schools we have.
Thank you.
Assuming that admissions are open, how have the enrollments been? And ma'am was saying, that the school plans to start with about 150 to 200 students. So what are the numbers like right now?
She has all the numbers, I'm sure she.
We're very, very glad to say that the moment it's in a very beautiful campus, as you can see, and it is in the heart of the city, offering an international curriculum. There's a lot of interest. People have been approaching us even before we have formally launched. So basically, there is a lot of interest. Many parents want to see the opportunity in our space. The number 150 is a very conservative number, which I'm sure we should be able to reach. More than, I can say, around 300 people have approached us saying that they are keen. So I guess we are sitting pretty.
So we had about 300 plus applications already built. We are in the process of now closing those admissions. 150 to 200 is our capacity for the first year. So we should be doing that up to class 4 in the first year. So we are building also 25,000 square feet for the first year.
Regarding this construction of new school is Theosophical Society, which is the last remaining green space in Chennai. So how do you plan to address it?
Yeah. So as I told you that the architect of this school, Mr. B.B. Doshi, and their architectural firm, Sangat, is renowned for making ecologically friendly buildings. Now in this particular land of 14 acres, we are not building straight line buildings. We are keeping in mind the trees and the tree cover, and therefore each block is separate. So 4 different blocks, so that we are making sure the trees are safe and the trees are there. The second thing is all the material that we are using is ecologically friendly. It will be a platinum rated building. It will be a platinum rated building to ensure that we comply with all the ecologically correct procedures, etc. That's part of what we're doing. And in the overall 14-acre land, we are only having a footprint of less than 30%.
Thank you for the question.